Welcome back. I've heard you, like many others, say that there are not enough policemen given the population of Nigeria. You've acknowledged that too many of them are doing VIP protection duty. We also know that many of them are sometimes on illegal duty, guarding homes, estates, VIPs, etc. Do you think we can summon up the political will to free up these policemen from the clutches of these VIPs?
I have always said it. We don't have sufficient men to police the security space. And what most people they say now is that we are virtually policing the elite in this country. And if you continue to police the elite to the detriment of, the security space, these issues of social disorders that we have, kidnapping, car snatching, and, other, crimes here and there will persist. So we are saying that there are some Nigerians who are, as of rights, they are entitled to, some level of security. But what we are saying is that, it should be reasonable enough to peg it, not when one man is having about 7, 10, it becomes, outrageous. And sometimes I get so worried, when I see some of them being used in uniform as like domestic helps, it saddens my, I feel so worried. I have already directed that the commissioners of police, they should immediately start a prune down on the number of people that they give. If you don't deserve to have one, why do you want to?
How do you determine who deserves to have one?
Okay. There are some top government functionaries that, as of rights, that they require some level of protection. But if you are, a trader somewhere, you've been able
with
to
a lot of
money and you are lucky to buy a Hilos Jeep and you put a siren on top, then, you want to have policemen in there. We'll just continue to appeal to Nigerians that we should be reasonable enough to say that our collective security should be paramount in the minds of, our elites. Not just acquiring them for the sake of, acquiring them.
What does it take to have something as simple as a universal emergency telephone line, like 911, on which the police can be reached in cases of emergency?
It's very, very easy. We are already talking to the NCC. I'm sure in the next 2 or 3 weeks, we should be able to get one that, will be able to connect, that Nigerians will be able to reach maybe a 3-digit line that you can easily, remember. I don't really know why we have not been able to assess the idea, because we used to have the 911, which was a very robust platform. But I think we are going to get that one done as soon as, in the next 2-3 weeks.
You were a member of the Special Homicide Investigation Team into the murder of late Bola Ige, the then Minister of Justice. It's been 14 years. Who killed Bola Ige?
Some people were charged to court. Just as I said before, our investigation was not intelligence-led. So we tended to situate it, within the political complexion that was happening in Osun State at that time. And you also remember too that there were a lot of distractions, when that investigation started. So it looks as if the police, our attention was diverted from, the original course of event. I remember we also brought in, the FBI, who came and, we wanted to ascertain if the people we had in custody were the right people we had in custody. So we administered the polygraph, examination.
If they were the culprits.
If they were the culprits, It did not work out. And we went to court. But
what did the polygraph test show? That they were not
Yes,
guilty?
that they were not the people. So you see that the scientific, aid we were trying to get was not in tandem with, the circumstantial evidence that we had gathered. And when you have such, issues, then the doubts, is usually given to, the suspect. So they walked away,
Is that case closed?
There are no murder cases. They don't have statutes of limitations. Cases can always be opened, as is done in other places. Once there are other fresh evidence to suggest that, the probability of the involvement or the criminal responsibility of one of the suspects in that matter is higher. It can always be reopened. You hardly close a criminal investigation that way.